Welcome back to Who Died Today USA channel. In the past few days, we have received somber news about the passing of extraordinary talents. Today's episode is dedicated to honoring their memory. Additionally, we will recap the stars we have recently lost. Before we begin, we kindly ask for your support. If this video or the legacies of these remarkable individuals have touched your life, please consider giving this video a thumbs up as a sign of respect and remembrance. Thank you.
Well, that's a good claw right there.
Kirk was on the Jersey Shore spinoff for 4 seasons, starting in 2017.
He lit up our screens with laughter, but behind that smile was a quiet strength few ever saw. Today, we remember Kirk Medas, not just the star of Floribama Shore, but the heart behind the show. Kirk Metis, the vibrant and deeply loved television personality, passed away on May 2, 2025, at the age of 33, due to complications from liver failure. Known best for his role on MTV's Floribama Shore, Kirk was more than a reality TV figure. He was a loyal friend, a gentle soul, and a light in the lives of those who knew him. He first captured viewers' attention in 2017 as an original cast member of Floribama Shore, the southern spin-off of Jersey Shore. Over 4 seasons, Kirk brought honesty, humor, and heart to every episode. Fans admired his easygoing nature, his infectious laugh, and the way he stood by his friends through thick and thin. In the weeks leading up to his passing, Kirk faced a serious health crisis, including necrotizing pancreatitis and complications that led to liver failure. Despite the challenges, he was surrounded by love. His friends, family, and supporters rallied together in a powerful show of unity and care. Amy Hall, his longtime co-star, spoke of Kirk as the glue that held us all close, a sentiment echoed by many who felt his impact both on and off screen. Though Kirk's time was brief, his presence was unforgettable. He reminded us that kindness matters, that laughter heals, and that a good friend is a rare and precious gift. His spirit lives on, in memories, in moments, and in the hearts he touched. She made a generation laugh with just a glance and a well-timed swing of her purse. Today, we remember Ruth Buzzi, a pioneer of television comedy whose warmth and wit touched millions. Ruth Buzzi, the legendary entertainer best known for her unforgettable role as Gladys Ormsby on Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In, passed peacefully on May 1, 2025, at her home in Texas. She was 88 years old and had spent her final years in gentle care, following a long journey with Alzheimer's. A beloved presence on American television from the 1960s onward, Ruth carved a unique place in comedy history. As the deadpan, purse-wielding Gladys, she brought roaring laughter to living rooms across the nation and became the only cast member to appear in every season of Laugh-In from 1968 to 1973. Her performance earned her a Golden Globe Award and multiple Emmy nominations. Beyond Laugh-In, Ruth graced countless variety shows, including The Dean Martin Show, The Carol Burnett Show, and Sesame Street. She also made memorable appearances in films like Freaky Friday and The Apple Dumpling Gang Rides Again, and even performed on Broadway in the original cast of Sweet Charity. Though she quietly stepped back from public life in her later years, Ruth's spirit remained unshakably bright. Her husband, Kent Perkins, shared that she was still making people laugh just days before her passing. Ruth Buzzi's legacy is one of bold laughter, timeless charm, and trailblazing strength. In a time when few women were given a place in comedy, she claimed hers with dignity, grace, and unforgettable humor. Her characters may have been fictional, but the joy she brought to others was deeply real and enduring.
Banged up? Who's the man? Huh? Who's the man? Wait till I get another plane. I'm lining all your friends up.
Breaking news. Today, we revisit the incredible journey of one of Hollywood's most charismatic stars, Will Smith. From a fresh-faced rapper in West Philadelphia to a global icon in film and music, Smith's life has been marked by triumph, adversity, and transformation. His recent re-emergence in the entertainment world marks a new chapter, one that reflects maturity, accountability, and a renewed connection with his audience. Born on September 25, 1968 in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Willard Carroll Smith Jr. rose to fame in the late 1980s as one half of the hip-hop duo DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince. With hits like Summertime and the Grammy-winning Parents Just Don't Understand, Smith quickly became a household name. His charisma and comedic timing earned him a starring role in the sitcom The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, 1990-1996, which catapulted him into television stardom and laid the foundation for his transition into film. Smith's film career flourished through the 1990s and 2000s, with blockbusters such as Independence Day, Men in Black, Ali, and The Pursuit of Happiness. Known for his box office appeal, emotional range, and magnetic presence, Smith established himself as one of the most bankable and beloved actors in Hollywood. However, in recent years, his public image faced significant challenges. One of the most widely publicized events in his career occurred in 2022 during the Academy Awards, where Smith made headlines for an onstage altercation. The incident led to intense media scrutiny, a formal apology from Smith, and a 10-year ban from attending the Oscars. This turning point sparked deep reflection in Smith's personal and professional life. Rather than retreat permanently from public view, Smith took a step back to recalibrate. He spent time focusing on self-improvement, addressing personal struggles, and nurturing his physical and mental health. Through his social media platforms, fans witnessed a more introspective side of the star. He shared raw moments of vulnerability, including discussions about his physical transformation, emotional well-being, and spiritual growth. In early 2025, Will Smith returned to the spotlight with renewed purpose. He released his first studio album in over 2 decades, titled Based on a True Story. The album features collaborations with prominent artists such as Big Sean, Joyner Lucas, and his son, Jaden Smith. Critics and fans alike were struck by the album's introspective tone, with songs that delve into redemption, accountability, and personal growth. Tracks like Beautiful Scars and You Can't Erase Me showcase Smith's evolution as a lyricist, embracing vulnerability and authenticity. Smith's powerful return to the stage occurred at the 2025 Grammy Awards, where he led an emotional tribute to legendary producer Quincy Jones. This moment marked more than just a musical performance. It was a public reaffirmation of Smith's enduring talent and his place in the cultural conversation. His presence was met with support, applause, and admiration for his ability to face past mistakes while moving forward with grace. Film-wise, Smith is actively involved in several high-profile projects. Among the most anticipated is the sequel to I Am Legend, which pairs him with actor Michael B. Jordan. The project symbolizes a passing of the torch while reaffirming Smith's relevance and staying power in the ever-changing landscape of Hollywood. Audiences can also expect to see him in roles that challenge convention and highlight his continued commitment to compelling storytelling. Health and well-being have become central themes in Smith's journey. He frequently discusses the importance of holistic health, physical, mental, and emotional. In past social media posts, Smith documented his weight gain during the pandemic and his subsequent transformation as he recommitted to fitness. His openness about struggles with discipline, body image, and self-worth resonated with many fans who appreciated his honesty and relatability. Smith's commitment to growth extends to his relationships. He and his wife, Jada Pinkett Smith, have navigated their own public challenges, choosing transparency and open dialogue to address their complexities. Their willingness to share their journey, though not without criticism, has invited conversations about marriage, forgiveness, and healing. At the heart of Will Smith's story is his role as a father. His children, Trey, Jaden, and Willow, have all pursued careers in entertainment and creative arts, often with their father's guidance and encouragement. Smith has spoken frequently about the importance of parenting with presence, accountability, and unconditional love. His pride in his children's individuality underscores his belief in nurturing authenticity over performance. Despite past controversies, Smith's legacy remains rich and multifaceted. With 2 Academy Award nominations and an Oscar win for King Richard 2022, his body of work speaks volumes. He has left an indelible mark across genres: comedy, drama, science fiction, and music. Beyond the accolades, it is his resilience and capacity for growth that continue to define him. Will Smith's story is not one of perfection, but of perseverance. In an industry where reinvention is often viewed with skepticism, he has embraced transformation not as a strategy, but as a way of life. His current chapter is not about reclaiming fame, but about deepening impact through art, honesty, and healing. So we ask you, what does Will Smith's journey mean to you? Have you found inspiration in his resilience? Let us know in the comments below. And if you've enjoyed this deep dive into a life marked by brilliance and bravery, remember to subscribe for more heartfelt stories about Hollywood's most enduring stars. Pamela Bach, the graceful actress known not only for her roles in television dramas but for the warmth she brought into every room, has passed away at the age of 62. A familiar face to many, Pamela's journey in Hollywood began in the 1980s, where she appeared in beloved series such as The Young and the Restless, The Fall Guy, and Knight Rider, the show where she first met her future husband, David Hasselhoff. She would later join him on screen in Baywatch, portraying Kay Morgan, the gentle cafe owner whose quiet compassion balanced the show's high drama. But Pamela's most cherished role was off-camera, as a mother to her 2 daughters, Taylor and Haley, whom she raised with deep love and fierce devotion. In 2003, Pamela survived a serious motorcycle accident that left lasting effects on her physical health. Over the years, she lived with chronic pain and struggled with severe arthritis, a private battle she bore with resilience and dignity. She was found at her Los Angeles home on March 5th, and her passing was later confirmed as the result of a self-inflicted injury. She did not leave a will, but the love she gave lives on through her daughters, who have spoken of her as their best friend, their guide, and their greatest source of strength. Pamela Bach may not have sought the spotlight, but in every role, actress, mother, sister, she left an imprint of grace. Her story is a reminder that even the quietest voices can echo forever.
Crazy for feeling so blue.
Lulu Roman, the beloved entertainer whose laughter once echoed across America's living rooms through the iconic variety show Hee Haw, has passed away at the age of 78. Known for her radiant humor and heartfelt gospel music, Lulu's journey was one of remarkable resilience. Born Bertha Louise Habel in Dallas, Texas, she spent her early years in an orphanage, where she faced loneliness and struggles with a thyroid condition. Labeled the fat kid, she endured bullying and isolation, but even then, she discovered a spark within, the power of laughter. That spark led her to the stage in 1969, when she became a founding cast member of Hee Haw. Her quick wit and unmistakable warmth made her a household favorite, bringing joy to millions for over 2 decades. Even when the show shifted from primetime to syndication, Lulu stayed, becoming part of America's television family. Her career later blossomed into gospel music, releasing more than a dozen albums and performing with legends like Dolly Parton and George Jones. She was honored with a Dove Award in 1985 and inducted into the Country Gospel Music Hall of Fame in 1999. Behind the scenes, Lulu faced health challenges, including lifelong struggles with weight and mobility. In her early 60s, she courageously shed over 200 pounds, regaining not just her strength, but her joy. "Now not only can I walk, but I can run," she once shared with a smile. Lulu Roman's legacy is more than comedy or song. It is the story of a woman who turned hardship into harmony, who rose from silence to laughter, and who sang her truth until the very end.
Dumb as a box of hammers, but he's such a handsome guy, and opened up.
Do you remember Jill Sobule, the singer-songwriter whose heartfelt storytelling and fearless honesty carved out a space all her own in American music? Born on January 16, 1959, in Denver, Colorado, Jill grew from a quiet, observant child into a bold and insightful artist who spent over 3 decades turning life's complexities into song. Jill first captured national attention in 1995 with the release of "I Kissed a Girl," a groundbreaking tune that made its way into the Billboard Top 20 and opened conversations few dared to touch at the time. That same year, her anthem, "Supermodel," soared through movie theaters across the country as part of the hit film Clueless, marking her as one of the fresh, fearless voices of her generation. Over the years, Jill released 12 albums, each layered with humor, heartache, and social commentary, writing about everything from identity and injustice to the quiet pain of growing up misunderstood. Her music was raw, her performances unscripted, and her connection to her audience deeply personal. Though she faced the instability of the music industry, losing record deals and weathering setbacks, Jill never gave up. Instead, she took her career into her own hands, rallying support from fans and embracing a grassroots spirit that kept her voice alive. On May 1st, 2025, Jill Sabule lost her life in a tragic house fire in Minnesota. She was 66, but the music lives on. The laughter, the questions, the quiet truth sung on small stages and big ones alike, they remain. Jill Sobule will be remembered not only as a musician, but as a storyteller who sang exactly what she saw, and did so with grace, grit, and a twinkle in her eye.
Burning light, burning white heat, like wildfire.
Mike Peters, the passionate frontman of the Welsh rock band The Alarm, passed away at the age of 66 after a courageous, decades-long battle with cancer. His life was a symphony of music, purpose, and perseverance, a journey that touched hearts across the world. Rising from the small town of Rhyl, Peters helped form The Alarm in 1981, blending punk energy with acoustic soul and lyrics that called for justice, unity, and hope. Hits like 68 Guns, The Stand, and Rain in the Summertime became anthems of resilience, resonating deeply with audiences on both sides of the Atlantic. The band toured with U2, played alongside Bruce Springsteen and Bob Dylan, and built a community around music with meaning. But perhaps the most powerful verses of Mike Peters' story were written off stage. Diagnosed with lymphoma in 1995 and later leukemia, Mike faced each challenge with honesty and optimism. He continued to write, sing, and perform through cycles of recovery and return. His message remained constant: appreciate every second you've got. Together with his wife Jules, who also faced illness with bravery, Mike co-founded the Love, Hope, Strength Foundation, turning concerts into life-saving moments by encouraging bone marrow donation and leading mountain treks for cancer awareness. Mike Peters lived his lyrics. His voice carried more than melody. It carried determination, kindness, and an unshakable spirit. Through every battle, he chose love, hope, and strength, not just as words, but as a way of life. Do you remember the first Alarm song that moved you? Or perhaps a live performance that stayed with you through the years? Share your memories with us in the comments. We'd love to hear how Mike Peters touched your life.
Happy, really it's been a passion since I was born.
Our next tribute is to a woman whose creativity lit up runways and screens alike, Lynn Ban, the celebrated jewelry designer and star of Bling Empire, New York. Known for her fearless fashion and vibrant personality, Lynn passed away on January 20th, 2025, at the age of 51. Her family confirmed that her passing followed complications from a skiing accident in Aspen that led to a traumatic brain injury. Born in Singapore and raised between New York, London, and Paris, Lynn built a name for herself as a visionary designer. Her striking jewelry adorned some of the world's biggest stars, from Rihanna and Beyoncé to Madonna and Billie Eilish, and graced the pages of Vogue, Harper's Bazaar, and Elle. But behind the glamour was a woman of depth, warmth, and undeniable drive. In late December 2024, what began as a sunny holiday ski trip turned into a life-altering moment. After a fall on the slopes, Lynn was airlifted for emergency brain surgery. She shared her story candidly, expressing gratitude for a second chance and her hopes for recovery. Despite the optimism, her condition worsened weeks later. More than a designer or TV personality, Lynn was a beloved wife, a devoted mother, and, in the words of her son Sebastian, the strongest woman I know. Even through pain, she kept smiling, a true reflection of her spirit. Did you follow Lynn's journey on Bling Empire or admire her bold designs? Share your memories in the comments below, and let's honor her life not just in loss, but in the light she left behind. Sometimes, the most unforgettable faces in film and television are not the loudest. They are the ones that feel real. That was Charlie Scalise. And if you ever watched The Wire or The Sopranos, you'll remember him, not for showy lines, but for quiet truth. Charlie's journey didn't begin in Hollywood. Born in 1940 in South Philadelphia, above a pool hall, he grew up entertaining regulars with impressions and jokes. For decades, he lived what many might call an ordinary life. Business executive, consultant, husband, father. But in his 50s, Charlie did something extraordinary. He followed his dream. He stepped onto the stage in community theater productions, then into film roles with legends like Al Pacino, 2 Bits, and Bruce Willis, 12 Monkeys. His real breakthrough came in 2003, when he was cast as Thomas Horseface Pacusa in The Wire, a gruff, loyal dock worker in one of TV's most profound portraits of working-class America. A year later, he showed up in Tony Soprano's Dream as Coach Molinaro, a voice from the past whispering what could have been. Charlie Scalise wasn't acting for fame, he was acting from the heart, and perhaps that's why his characters linger. He passed away on May 1st, 2025, after a long battle with Alzheimer's, surrounded by the family he adored, his wife of 62 years, 5 children, and 4 grandchildren.
Not up, Hargensen. It is from me. Keep running! Well, there are 10 minutes left. Stick 'em up your...
Let us take a moment to remember a woman whose presence lit both stage and screen for over 6 decades. Priscilla Pointer, the beloved actress who passed away peacefully in her sleep on April 28, 2025, at the age of 100. Born in New York City in 1924 to a family of artists, Priscilla's journey began in the theater, where she honed her craft in classic plays like A Streetcar Named Desire and The Country Wife. Together with her husband, director Jules Irving, she co-founded the Actors Workshop in San Francisco, a groundbreaking space for serious theater in post-war America. Television and film came later, but when they did, she brought the same intelligence and grace to each role. From The Rockford Files to Dallas, where she played the mysterious Rebecca Wentworth, to the horror classic Carrie, sharing the screen with her daughter Amy Irving. Priscilla never stole scenes with volume, but with quiet authority and deep emotion. Her performances reminded audiences that strength often whispers. She was more than a performer. She was a teacher, a mother, a wife, and a true companion in art and life. Her collaborations with her children, Amy and director David Irving, were not just professional, but personal expressions of love and trust. In her final years, Priscilla remained vibrant and connected, surrounded by children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren who cherished her warmth. She celebrated her 100th birthday in May 2024, a testament to a life well lived. Do you remember seeing Priscilla on stage or screen? Did her work ever move you in a quiet, lasting way? Share your thoughts below and help us celebrate this century-long story of elegance, artistry, and heart. Olga James, the radiant soprano whose voice once soared through the golden halls of opera and shimmered on Broadway stages, passed away peacefully on January 25, 2025, at the age of 95, following complications from a fall. Her departure marked the close of a remarkable journey, one shaped by artistry, courage, and a quiet power that never asked for the spotlight but always earned it. Born in Washington, D.C., in 1929 to a musically gifted family, Olga was raised by her grandparents and later accepted into the prestigious Juilliard School, where she trained as an opera singer. Her talent quickly drew attention. In 1954, she captivated audiences as Cindy Lou in Carmen Jones, starring alongside Harry Belafonte. Her performance, tender, heartfelt, unforgettable, brought rare emotional depth to a groundbreaking film that gave voice to Black artists in mid-century Hollywood. 2 years later, she graced Broadway in Mr. Wonderful, performing alongside Sammy Davis Jr. Her performances lit up stages and nightclubs alike, and she would go on to appear on television, including a recurring role on The Bill Cosby Show, and even lend her voice to the animated series C-Lab 2020. Throughout her life, Olga James remained a true artist. She spoke 5 languages, performed internationally, and poured love into every note she sang. She was also a devoted partner, first to jazz legend Cannonball Adderley, then to singer-activist Len Chandler, both unions rooted in shared purpose and passion. If you ever wandered into a cabaret in Brighton and heard a sharp-witted voice belting out show tunes in a sparkling gown and blonde wig, you knew you were in the presence of Maisie Trolet. Behind the glitter stood David Raven, one of Britain's most enduring and beloved drag performers, who passed peacefully at age 91 after a remarkable career spanning over 5 decades. Born in Cornwall in 1933 and raised in Norfolk, David's journey began in a time when being true to oneself came at great personal risk. But through courage and charisma, he carved out a stage for joy, satire, and resilience. In the 1960s, he dazzled as part of the comedic drag duo, the Trolettes, before rising to prominence as a solo act, Maisie, who would go on to become a fixture at Brighton and Hove Pride from its earliest days. Maisie wasn't just a performer, she was a presence. With her signature sequined gowns, walking stick in later years, and a voice full of life's melody, she lit up every venue she graced. Whether hosting charity galas or mentoring younger drag artists, David gave generously of his time, humor, and heart. In 2021, the documentary Maisie captured his legacy, a reminder that age has no hold on authenticity or artistry. Even in his 80s, he took to the stage with a twinkle in his eye and a song in his soul. David Raven showed us that life, when lived fully and without apology, can become its own kind of standing ovation. What's your favorite memory of an unforgettable performer like Maisie? Let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. Our next story remembers a woman whose quiet brilliance helped turn a seaside town into a beacon for world cinema. We're speaking of Phyllis Depoto, the visionary co-founder of the Santa Barbara International Film Festival. She passed away on April 14, 2025, at the age of 84, from heart failure, surrounded by the gentle coastal light of the city she helped transform. Born in 1940 and raised in Chicago and Los Angeles, Phyllis's journey began not with the red carpet, but with poetry and purpose. She studied English literature at Northwestern and UCLA, but it was her lifelong love for film and her unshakable belief in its power to connect that defined her legacy. In the 1970s, she brought films to life at Lemmel Theaters, curating bold, thoughtful series that introduced audiences to world cinema and voices often overlooked. Conversations with greats like Kurosawa and Fellini weren't rare. They were part of the texture of her days. But her most lasting gift came after she moved to Santa Barbara in the early 1980s. There, she gathered neighbors in her living room and planted the seeds of a dream. By 1986, the Santa Barbara International Film Festival was born, a celebration of storytelling, culture, and conversation. Under her meticulous eye, SBIF grew into one of America's most beloved film festivals. Every year, stars and newcomers alike found their work illuminated by the glow of her vision. Phyllis never sought the spotlight, but she gave it to others. And in doing so, she gave Santa Barbara, and the world, a gift that continues to shine. Her legacy lives on, frame by frame.
I can hear it now. It was a lot of fun making it with Eduardo.
Sophie Naida was a gifted young actress whose brief but memorable career touched hearts around the world. Born in 2000 with a passion for storytelling, she began acting at just 6 years old, quickly capturing attention with her emotional depth and natural presence on screen. She rose to prominence with her roles in Bella, 2006, Mammoth, 2009, and An Invisible Sign, 2010, where she starred alongside Michelle Williams and Jessica Alba. On set, she was known not only for her talent, but for the light she brought to those around her. She seemed happiest on a movie set, her family recalled, becoming someone else. It was a safe place for her. Despite her early success, Sophie faced personal struggles in the years that followed. She was open-hearted and deeply trusting, qualities that made her beloved but also left her vulnerable. Art became her outlet. Her journals and drawings revealed a young woman with incredible emotional insight and a longing to be understood. On April 14, 2025, Sophie passed away in Bennington, Vermont, at the age of 24. Authorities are investigating the cause as a possible accidental overdose. A preliminary report revealed she was also in the early stages of pregnancy, adding another layer of heartbreak to her loss. Sophie's story is a poignant reminder of the hidden burdens many carry, even beneath bright smiles and young promise. Her legacy endures in the roles she brought to life and the love she inspired in those who knew her. In honor of Sophie, her family asks that we cherish the creative spirits among us and do everything we can to protect and support them. Breaking news. Today we reflect on the extraordinary life and enduring legacy of Clint Eastwood, a man whose name is synonymous with American cinema. With a career spanning over 7 decades, Eastwood has worn many hats: actor, director, producer, and even politician. At 94 years old, he remains one of the most respected and fascinating figures in the entertainment industry. His journey is one of grit, transformation, and unyielding passion. Born on May 31, 1930, in San Francisco, California, Clint Eastwood came from modest beginnings. Raised during the Great Depression, he worked a variety of jobs including lifeguard, grocery clerk, and logger, before being drafted into the U.S. Army during the Korean War. His time in the military, where he served as a swimming instructor, instilled a discipline and resilience that would later define his work ethic in Hollywood. Eastwood's big break came in the late 1950s with the CBS television series Rawhide, but it was his role as the man with no name in Sergio Leone's Dollars trilogy that catapulted him into international stardom. The trilogy, consisting of A Fistful of Dollars, For a Few Dollars More, and The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, introduced audiences to a new kind of Western hero, stoic, morally ambiguous, and iconic. He followed up this success with the Dirty Harry series in the 1970s, where he played Inspector Harry Callahan, a character that became a symbol of justice and controversy for its tough-on-crime stance. Throughout the decades, Eastwood took on increasingly complex roles and began to make his mark as a director, debuting with Play Misty for Me in 1971. As a filmmaker, Eastwood truly came into his own. He won Academy Awards for Best Director and Best Picture for Unforgiven, 1992, and $1 Million Baby, 2004. Films like Mystic River, Gran Torino, American Sniper, and The Mule further demonstrated his ability to tell powerful, emotionally resonant stories across genres. Even in his later years, he continued to direct and act, pushing the boundaries of age in Hollywood. Despite his cinematic success, Eastwood's personal journey has not been without its challenges. In recent years, he has experienced the loss of close companions and navigated the changing tides of public opinion. In 2024, his longtime partner Christina Sandera passed away unexpectedly, a loss that deeply affected him. Yet, Eastwood has maintained a quiet dignity, choosing to honor her memory while continuing to work. Health-wise, Eastwood remains remarkably active for someone approaching his mid-90s. According to his son, actor Scott Eastwood, Clint's longevity can be attributed to his disciplined lifestyle. He begins most mornings with a protein-rich breakfast of salmon and brown rice and maintains a regular exercise routine. He avoids processed food, stays hydrated, and keeps his mind sharp by staying involved in creative projects. His latest directorial effort, Juror Number 2, began production in 2023. The film, a courtroom thriller exploring moral conflict and conscience, faced delays due to Eastwood's health during filming. Still, his dedication never wavered, and the film is expected to be released in late 2025. It may well be his final film, a poignant chapter to close an unparalleled career. In addition to health setbacks, Eastwood has weathered the shifting dynamics of the film industry. The rise of streaming platforms and changes in movie-going habits have posed challenges for traditional filmmakers. Juror Number 2 is set for a limited theatrical release, a testament to the evolving landscape Eastwood must now navigate. Yet even in the face of these obstacles, Eastwood's cultural impact remains undeniable. He has earned 4 Academy Awards and numerous Lifetime Achievement honors. Beyond film, he served as the mayor of Carmel by the Sea, California, from 1986 to 1988, demonstrating a civic-mindedness rarely seen in Hollywood. Eastwood is also a family man. He has 8 children from various relationships, many of whom have followed him into the entertainment world. His relationship with his children, especially Scott Eastwood, reflects a shared love for storytelling and performance. Throughout his life, Clint Eastwood has often chosen projects that explore justice, redemption, and the human condition. He has never shied away from controversial topics, whether addressing race, war, aging, or the complexities of American identity. His ability to provoke thought while entertaining has made him a unique voice in cinema. At 94, Eastwood shows no signs of relinquishing his passion. He remains a private yet towering figure, a man whose quiet determination has spoken volumes. As he enters what may be the final phase of his career, fans and peers alike look back with admiration and gratitude for the stories he has told and the characters he has brought to life. So we ask you, what has Clint Eastwood meant to you? Which of his films moved you the most? Share your reflections in the comments below, and help us honor a man who has given so much to the world of film. Thank you for joining us in celebrating the remarkable life and career of Clint Eastwood, a true legend whose influence will echo for generations to come.